is the will, the divine will or the individual will?
Electricity is only one. Is there a bulb electricity and a projector electricity that's separate? This piece of lighting is so big. Projector is smaller. Mic is even more smaller. So is the electricity changing its nature because of the size of the instrument? Electricity is only one. In the same way, the will is only one. Right? We don't have time, but if you do this exercise on your own, pay attention to the point before the decision making. You will understand what this will is. Right? Little need more time, but you can try it. Now we are going to do a simple affirmation process. This affirmation process is to purify the involvement section. See, let me just go back to that slide and explain. Does this come out?
Yeah.
Great. So, if you look at this is where the problem is for everybody, right? Because you have past memories that are clouding you, the vasanas from previous births possibly. All of those are clouding your decision-making process. You see? So, what is needed for the will, which is divine, to fully express through action is this section called involvement to be transparent. Do you agree? If the will was sun and the body and the action was your home, for the sunlight to come fully into your home, which is the body and the action, the window has to be open. Do you agree? If there are layerings in the window, like you have a grill, then you have the glass, then you have the light curtain, then you have the thicker curtain, all of this closed. Will any sunlight come through? This is the life of a human being who is not able to express divinity through them. So what should one do? Very simple. Open up the curtains, open up the windows, open up everything. Allow transparency to flow. Right? Once you make your mind pure, what it means is once you make your mind pure, not cluttered with thoughts, then what happens? The divine will flows through you naturally. This is the end goal of the session today. Okay? So what we are going to do now is a process which will cleanse the mind. This involvement section, it will cleanse. What does cleansing mean? Cleansing basically means first it will replace negative attitudes and tendencies with positive attitudes and tendencies. That is the first level of cleansing. The highest level of cleansing is to remove all activities of mind. That is to cleanse thoughts itself. But we'll get there. First level is to replace negative attitudes with positive ones. Here is a simple affirmation that Swami himself has prescribed, right? And we will do this. Mind and breath are integrated. And Swami always would tell us that even when you do Soham, right? Along with the breath you need to do So, you see? Because the mind and breath are integrated. So, when you use the breath for your affirmation work, it works much better. Okay? So, we will do that. Now, what are we doing? First, we will take only 2 out of the 4 sentences you see there. You breathe out, always start breathing out. You breathe out saying, I am not an animal. And you breathe in saying, I am a human being. This is the first level of individual transformation. Shall we start? Okay, breathe out, I am not an animal. Breathe in, I am a human being. Breathe out, I am not an animal. Breathe in, I am a human being. Breathe out, I am not an animal. Breathe in, I am a human being. Breathe out, I am not an animal. Breathe in, I am a human being. Wonderful. Be there, just be with this state. We now advance this affirmation. Breathe out, I am not just a human being. Breathe in, I am divine. Breathe out, I am not just a human being. Breathe in, I am divine. Breathe out, I am not just a human being. Breathe in, I am divine. Breathe out. As you breathe out, I am not just a human being. So the idea of being limited as a human being is going out of your system. Breathe in, I am divine. The truth that you are divine is being affirmed by you. Right? Breathe out, I am not just a human being. Breathe in, I am divine. Okay. Sit silently in this thought, I am divine. Simply sit. If you feel like, if your mind is running, then you can just repeat, I am divine. I am divine. Wonderful. Sai Ram. How did that feel? Some feedback? Peaceful? Wonderful. So this simple affirmation of Swami will help you replace the negative tendencies. When you breathe out, I'm not an animal to begin with, you can hold this intention that all animal qualities, this is negative quality. What are they? Anger, hatred, only the negatives. Right? Animals have beautiful qualities also. Loyalty and all that. But all the anger, hatred, the 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, means desire to procreate, desire for material, then lust, anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, pride, all these, just hold one intention that when you say, I am not an animal, and breathe out, all these are leaving you. And when you breathe in and say, I am a human being, all human virtues, the 6 human virtues we discussed, they are all getting imbibed in your mind. Simple, right? We won't elaborate much on this now, but that is just to give you a hint, and you can practice this more and more, and we'll see. The second level would be to breathe out, I am not just a human being, and you breathe in, I am divine. And you finally stay with, I am divine. Just simply sit silently in that reverberation of I am divine. If you find the mind still running, you can keep repeating like a mantra, I am divine, I am divine, I am divine. Is it okay? Wonderful. We now move to the next change, which is association change. Right? This is very important. This association change has 2 dimensions to it. One is the inner dimension of association, the other is the outer dimension of association. We will first look at the inner dimension of association. This is a beautiful thing that happened. So this happened in Kodaikanal when we were with Swami. Maybe a little prelude before that would be 2007 in Chennai when we were with Swami. Trips with Swami is very exciting because as a student you hear from others who have been to other Kodai sessions and all about what Swami does in those tours, and then you start making checklists. Oh, so students who go with Swami, they fly in the plane with Swami. They have food with Swami. Swami gives them gifts. Swami gives them some money and asks them to go for shopping. So there's a huge list that we make. I'm sure brother resonates with that. So there are only few boys who will get to go with Swami actually. Rest of us keep making lists of what it would be like to go with Swami, right? So when the Chennai trip happened with Swami in 2007, I was there with all my checklists ready. So I was like, okay, this is not Kodai, it's Chennai, but still the checklist is valid. So one by one we were taking. First the vehicle came and picked us up from our hostel to the Prasanthi airport, tick, right? Then in the airport they gave us very good food, tick. Then we got into the airplane and we waited for Swami to enter the airplane, tick. Right? Then we took a photo with Swami in the airplane, tick. And we had a meal with Swami in the air, tick. So like this, there's so many, the list never ends. Because Swami only knows how to give and give. He doesn't know how to take. Because he knows only to give and give, our list is very long. You see? So it so happened in Chennai, unfortunately, this happened to me and I have to tell you openly because it could resonate with you. So what I did was, though I was with Swami and I was enjoying the spiritual fervor of that, at the same time my checklist was also important because that was the first ever trip and I was like, oh wow. I was wondering how will Swami send us for shopping in Chennai? Right? It's such a big city. Kodaikanal is nice and cute, and so shopping makes sense. But how in Chennai? You know what? I just thought about this. That day, Swami calls all of us. He gives us money and says, go and do shopping. I was like shocked. I was just thinking about this. Swami, but where are you sending us for shopping? You know what he did? He sent us to Spencer Plaza and Mount Road. Those of you who have been in Chennai, you know. Spencer Plaza and Mount Road. Okay, that is one of the oldest shops in Chennai. It's now become a mall. Swami sent us that you all go there. So we are the only ones with white and Hawaii chappals in the mall. Okay. So we went there and we did the shopping and we came back. As always, we show it to Swami and Swami will comment something nice. All that happened. One day, Swami called all of us. Now it was the time. The shopping is done. Next checklist is gifts. Okay, it didn't happen till then. So I was thinking, okay, shopping is done. What about gifts? So Swami calls one day into his room. So there is Swami's bedroom and outside. If you go to Sundaram now in Chennai, they allow you to actually have the darshan of Swami's room, where he was. So it's a nice thing if you go there, please do. So just outside Swami's bedroom is Swami's interview room kind of thing. That's where we used to sit with Swami. So Swami sat there and called all of us and he told one of the brothers inside his room to bring suitcase. And you know what? He brought huge suitcases. Like he was struggling to pull them out. So wow, what gifts might be there in it? So they came out and Swami said, open them. He created that suspense. It's such big boxes and all that. And when it came, they opened it. And you know what was there in that? This is 2007, already digital age. And in that reel cameras were there. The ones we used in 1997, not 2007. In India. Here maybe 97 itself you had digital, I don't know. But in India we still use those. We put the reel and then you click photos, that one. So all that excitement I had was, okay. So Swami knows everything. So first he gave each one of us with his own hand, he gave the camera. So we received, okay, so Swami, why all this? One airport would have sufficed instead of all these gifts, a small airport. These kind of thoughts come to you. And Swami, the way he does it is amazing. The way he teaches you a lesson. So he gave all of this. He knows what's going on in our head. And then he tells the brother who opened the suitcases, open the other one, which could have more gifts. When he opened, you know what was there? The whole thing was loaded with reels for this camera. So he said, no, see, there are so many. They have to take so many photos. You fill their hands with this, he said. So, they literally like this, they picked up those reels and put it on us. And we were holding the reels like this with one camera. We were like, oh God, we already had DSLR camera to shoot Swami by then. And we were wondering, oh God, what to do with this? And Swami gave instructions. He said, see, pichi photos tiyoddu. Don't take mad photos. Only if you take either nature photos, Swami photos. Swami said that. We were not actually going to use the camera anyway. So that was the thought process, monkey mind. So that happened. Then fast forward from there to Kodaikanal. By the end of the Chennai trip, I already realized that half my Chennai trip I wasted like this. So I literally prayed to Swami, please take me to Kodai somehow. I will not do the mistakes I did in Chennai. I was pleading with him. He was compassionate and Swami had put my name in the Kodai list and that year I went to Kodai. In Kodai, one fine day Swami comes out, The same cameras come out. And he tells them distribute. While they were distributing, Swami suddenly stopped the boys who were distributing and said, hey, these boys who are sitting here, don't give them. They don't want it. He said, these boys, he pointed to me and few of us from Chennai trip. He said, these boys, don't give them. They don't want it. So they distributed to everybody. After the distribution was over, then came the real gift of Kodai. The real gift of a Kodai trip for a student, brother will know, is the Kodai watch. Means the Kodai watch is so special. Means Swami will select a particular watch and he will give every student who made it to the trip that watch. All the devotees, VIPs, seniors, students, everybody will get. You can, so much as if you are in Prasanthi and you see a particular watch, the students will know which year you went to Kodai. So that's how specific, unique and important the Kodai watch was. You see? And then Swami came up with the watch and he was marketing it himself. He got the watch out and he said, boys, do you see this watch? He showed the watch and he said, do you see this watch? We all are looking at it like that, like a candy, like how baby looks at a candy. We're looking at it like that. And the Swami said, see, this is a very good watch. This watch is made of gold. See, golden watch. And inside that, Swami is there. So in the dial of that watch, Swami was there. Then he asked, who wants this watch? So all of us said, Swami is marketing a product. What do you expect? So all of us said, Swami, we all want this. Swami came, with his own hands he gave everybody that watch. When he came to me, he skipped me. He didn't give it to me. Poor thing, I am at least okay, I know why he is not giving it to me. But there were 3 guys behind me who also didn't get it. And they didn't come to Chennai. So, Sangha dosha, they say. You know, the defect of Satsanga, not Dussanga, bad company. So, as a result, those 3-4 boys didn't get the watch from Swami. And I was actually feeling bad for them because I know what's happening to me. This was my test and I had to pass it. So, I was very clear. I said, no, Swami, I don't want your watch. You keep it, I want you. I was very clear. I said, you keep the watch, I want you. I know this is your test. I don't want the watch. If you don't give, it's okay. Right? But then what about those 3 boys behind me? What did they do? They were sitting near me, that was their problem. So then it went. He gave watches to everybody over. Swami sent back whatever extra watches were there. So we thought it is done. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. After 3 days, it was my chance to do Pada Seva of Swami. That is, you get the chance to massage Swami's feet. It's not that he needs so much massage, but he allows us to do out of his love. So, I was massaging, and when you massage Swami's feet, you can't look up at him. Because you're right up and close, right? You're holding his feet. Sometimes Swami's feet will be on your lap. So, you can't look up at Swami. Because it'll be like staring into his face. And he's talking to others. So, we look down and we massage. That's the etiquette of massaging Bhagwan. So, when I was massaging like this, suddenly I hear a sound. Hey. You know the Swami's bass voice reverb. Hey. You know, I feel the whole world wakes up with that. He said, hey. So I just looked up. Watch ochinda? He says. After 3 days, did you get watch? I said, Swami. Then he repeats, did Swami give you a watch? He says. So I said, Swami, you gave it to me when I was in my 11th standard. Because there was a prize distribution and Swami had given. I said, Swami, you gave it to me in my 11th standard. Then Swami says, is it here? Do you have it here? I said, no, Swami, it's not here. And then he said, watch Leda. You don't have watch, is it? I said, no, Swami. Ayyo, Papam. So sad. You don't have watch, is it? Then he called one teacher and said, get the watch. Okay, so he got this watch. And look at the Master's glory. He takes a piece of an ordinary material in the world. You know, millions of these boxes are there in the world. He takes this and he tells us, do you know what this is? Look at this. It's a beautiful box. This is a 2007 box, still intact, perfect. Whatever Swami's words are in it, because he held this and he said these words. So he said, look at this beautiful box, strong box, isn't it? He said, yes, Swami. Then he opened it and showed. He said, inside the strong box is a transparent cover. Do you see? He said, yes, Swami, we see, it's beautiful. Inside that is the golden watch. And inside the golden watch is Swami. He showed in the dial, there is Swami's photo. He showed that inside that golden watch, there is Swami. Now he asks us, now you tell me, do you want the box which is beautiful and strong? Great it is, but do you want the box? Do you want the transparent cover inside the box? Or do you want the watch? Swami asked this question. So we said, Swami, the watch with Swami in it. Right? Then he explained, see, like this outer cover, a beautiful strong outer cover, I have given a beautiful body, strong bodies to all of you. Inside your body, there is pure, transparent mind. When I gave it to you, it was pure. I don't know what you did with it. That was pure, transparent mind, which is this. Inside that, if you go deeper into that, you will find the golden heart, which is this watch. Inside the golden heart, you have Swami himself residing. While you must take care of your body and ensure it's healthy because it's God's gift, you must keep your mind clean and pure, again, because that's how He gave it to you. But most importantly, your association or your attention must be in your heart. Don't give too much attention to your body. Don't give too much attention to your mind. Give the necessary attention to them, but your entire attention should be in your golden heart, in which Swami himself resides here. He didn't stop there. He closed the box and said, just like how all these bodies have name, this body also has a name, HMT, Human Mind Time, he said. HMT, Human Mind Time. And then came the master stroke. Not just that this box like you has a name, but just like how all of you students are wearing white, this box also wears a white dress, he said, and he put it into this box and said, this is a Sai devotee, a Sai student. You see? So look at how he plays with things that are so simple and mundane to teach us the highest lesson. So the association change is basically this. That is, we must learn to dissociate the amount of attention we give to the physical, but we must give necessary attention, but not beyond. We must give necessary attention to the mind, but not beyond. But we must learn to give all our attention to the spiritual core, which is our heart, in which Swami himself resides. That is association change. You see? So here is a practice that we will do that will help us. Because now what is happening is, the attention that we are giving to the body, which is the Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha means the food sheet. Food nourishes and therefore the body grows. Is there doubt in this? Do you have a doubt in this? No, right? So it's called the food sheet. This body is called the food sheet because it grows with food. And therefore it's called Annamaya Kosha or the physical sheet, right? Then you have the Pranamaya Kosha. Prana means breath. You're breathing. It's because you're breathing, you're alive, right? And the prana is not just the breath that you take in. There are 5 types of life breaths that function through the body. They actually handle all the functions of the body. These 5 life breaths that are there, they are of the nature of air in us, Vayu, and they form the Pranamaya Kosha or the life breath sheath. The third is the sheath of thoughts that we have. We have so many thoughts moving around. That is the Manomaya Kosha. That is the mind sheath, mental sheath. Then we have the sheath of the intellect, which is Vijnanamaya Kosha. When it is pure, the intellect functions with wisdom, and therefore sometimes it's also called as the wisdom sheath, but it's the intellectual sheath, right? And then finally, what you experience in the deep sleep is pure bliss, right? You get up from deep sleep and say, how wonderful that was. That is the Anandamaya Kosha. Now, Kosha means container. Kosha means container. Container cannot be divine, because divine is not contained. Divine is boundless. You see? So even Anandamaya Kosha is where you experience the bliss, but it is only a container. That we must remember. Okay? So here is the way in which you can purify these sheets in us. The physical body and the mind, which has three layers. That is the Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. And finally the causal body, which has the Anandamaya. Right? The bliss sheet. So we have to purify all of this so that the sun can shine through without any hindrance through us. How do we do this? Swami gives a very simple method. Gayatri. He says when you chant Gayatri, you can purify each one of us. Gayatri has got 5 phases. Right? You have seen Gayatri in Prasanthi Pilgrimage? Beautiful, right? So mother has got 5 phases. In the idol of the mother, there are 5 phases. Why? Because the Gayatri mantra has got 5 phases. So the first phase of Gayatri is Om. The second phase of Gayatri is Bhur Bhuvaswaha. Third phase is Tat Savitur Varenyam. Fourth, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Fifth, Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. So we use each phase of Mother Gayatri to cleanse each of the sheets in us. Shall we? And once you learn this, you can do it every day. Okay? And there are colors that are represented here for each of the sheets. The food sheet is in green. Then you have the life breath sheet, which is white. The mind sheet, which is pink. Then you have the intellect sheet, which is blue. And finally you have the bliss sheet, which is like Jyoti, light but slightly yellowish. Okay? You will find similar colors being used here today in the gamification as well. Okay? If we say we are worshipping Mother Gayatri as Saraswati by chanting the Gayatri mantra, but if we utter harsh words, words that hurt other people, we are actually reviling Mother Saraswati herself. We are desecrating Mother Saraswati herself, because the original nature of Mother Saraswati is our speech. This is how she is present in this universe. So if our speech is not pure, if our speech is not loving, if our speech is not compassionate, then we are not worshipping Mother Saraswati. You can have an idol of Mother Saraswati and do all the pujas, yet the grace cannot be earned. Why? Because her real nature is that of speech. And therefore Swami says, we must give up talking ill of others. We must stop reviling or ridiculing them. You see, it's important to do this. The second thing Swami says is, evil traits like these lead to the loss of peace in society. When you talk harshly about somebody and they get to know what happens, there's friction. That friction leads to loss of peace in the community. You see? And then people should develop friendly and loving attitude towards their fellow beings in the society. To develop a sense of helpfulness, there should be the spirit of sacrifice. People should also cultivate the feeling of sympathy and understanding. This is Swami's expectation of how we must associate ourselves in the society. See, this is association change. In the outer, we saw the inner, which is the practice of the Gayatri, but the worship of Gayatri is incomplete if you don't do the outer. You see? And why is Saraswati Vagdevi? You see, without air, movement of air, can you create sound? Like just try, open your mouth, everybody. Small exercise. Open your mouth. Don't allow air to move, make sound. Try. Yeah? Now, make sound, open your mouth, make sound normally and see if air is moving or not by putting your hand in front. Do it. Do it. Do you feel air on your hand? Means it is the air or the breath that is carrying the sound. Now this breath is called So-Hum. You know? But if you start with the outer breath, what is it? Hum, So-Hum, So-Hum. Hum, So-Hum, Hum, So-Hum, Hum, So-Hum. Right? That is why this is also called, the So-Hum is called Hamsa Gayatri. Hamsa. Hamsa means the swan that knows to discriminate milk and water. Right? It is the highest symbol of discrimination, the buddhi. So So-Hum means Hamsa Gayatri. And you know what Swami says? Because the breath says So-Hum, The sound travels with the breath, that is the air. You saw it just now, you experienced it just now. The sound that travels with the breath is Saraswati herself, and therefore in your bhajans you sing Hamsavahini Vidyadaini Vedamata Shri Sai Bhagavati. Why? Because Hamsavahini. She rides on Hamsa. What is the Hamsa? She is sound, which comes as words, that rides on the breath, and therefore it's Hamsavahini. This is the real Saraswati, the original Saraswati. So if you worship Gayatri, but you desecrate her through words, you think it's complete. And therefore association change has to happen inside out in this way. So this is a very important thing. And as we did in the will, the first stage of individual change, we will do a little thing for association change as well. The next level of affirmation that Swami has given, this has tremendous power. And I can tell you this from my own personal experience, what is here has tremendous power. So if you feel like, make use of this. Simple affirmation, breathe out. You're used to this now, so you can do it. Please start. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. We'll give you the slides. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. Please do it. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. Those of you who are holding yourself, just leave your hands loose. Be relaxed fully. Breathe in, I am God. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. Breathe out, I am not different from God. Breathe in, I am God. And remain in this affirmation. If your mind is moving, slowly repeat within your mind, I am God. I am God. The next affirmation you see here, like in this we are doing in association inside and outside. First you are affirming yourself that you are God. Yeah? Now you have to affirm that others are also God. Because with your eyes open you see everybody else. Eyes closed you see only within yourself. Eyes open, everybody else. Now if you say only I am God, others are not, then that's problematic. Right? That's not true as well. And therefore you need to affirm that others are also God. This is a beautiful prayer. It worked like magic. So I was Swami's hostel teacher at one point, and you know, children are children, they will do something or the other, and I had to take, because Swami loved discipline. Discipline is very important for Swami. So in order to inculcate discipline, we had to take some steps. So as a result, you know, a disciplinarian is never popular. Many of you are parents, you know that. So I became extremely unpopular in the hostel because it was my duty to implement, that was my area of work, and therefore I had to implement the discipline. The entire hostel, all the students knew that this fellow is the one, right? So you can imagine the looks that the student would give. Every time they pass, they will look at you like that, and you know what's going on in their mind. So that started bearing heavily on me. I'm doing my duty, but then this is not what I'm expecting. So it's bearing heavy, and this happens to everybody, right? So one thing that worked for me, and therefore I'm sharing with you this, is the outer affirmation of this. That is, what I started doing is, whoever student I would see, I may not even communicate with them, I'm going somewhere, they're going somewhere, but they cross my path, right? Whomever the eyes would see, I would quickly tell this prayer to them, for them rather. What would that be? May your heart be open to the truth that you are God. Whatever you affirm just now, you are God, you are not different from God. And with all my heart I wish you, may your life be filled with loads of joy, love and laughter. Right? Genuinely, this feeling must be there. So you look at somebody, So we'll do this exercise. Just turn and look at the person next to you. Okay? And I'll tell this and feel this really when you say this. Look at them, please do this exercise, the backbenchers. You need to experience this. If you don't experience, it won't work. Yeah, just look at anybody. Yeah, next to you. Great, great. Okay? Now, in your mind, think this. May your heart be open to the truth that you are God. You are not different from God. May your life, bless them. May your life be filled with loads of joy, love, and laughter. You see the difference this can make? When you do this internally, you don't have to actually tell them. You just feel this for others. Whomever you see, they may be absolute strangers, you feel for them. You know what happened? I started doing this. Within a week's time, there were boys coming into my room and thanking me, and I don't even know that boy. Because there are 500 students in the hostel. They are coming into my room and thanking me. They just say, thank you, brother. I say, for what? Thank you, brother. And I don't know that brother. Means I have not met him in the hostel. He must be in some other class which I am not taking, right? So, this happened. So, this is the power of this affirmation. So, you do it first, but for this first you have to affirm yourself, saying, I am God, I am not different from God. Then you say, may your heart be open to the truth. Why? Because it is their choice. So, you say, may your heart be open to the truth that you are God, you are not different from God. And I wish you from my heart, may your life be filled with loads of joy, love, and laughter. Actually, bless them. You see, this will bring association change. This will bring change in the community that you live in. And many times, there are magical ways to implement this. If your boss is not working out well for you, not only you pray to your boss, silently you go. I don't know if it's illegal here. I'm yet to get conversant with the laws here. But then you can go and just hold their chair. Hold their chair and say this. May your heart be open to the truth that you're God, you're not different from God. May your life be filled with loads of joy, love, and laughter. Do it genuinely and see the transformation. Do it every day. Especially people who trouble you, people you trouble, all of them. Finally, we come to spiritual change, right? And what is spiritual change? Swami says that the basis of all the three changes, the threefold transformation, is love. And that is what, in a sense, you practice just now. To be unconditional towards everybody, right? This love is the undercurrent of transformation at all the levels, individual, association, and spiritual. So, how does this happen? This love has to be experienced by one another, not just thought about, experienced. And this, what you did just now, is one way to expand that experience of love. Okay? This is a beautiful story that Swami would narrate. Once Krishna and Arjuna were on the banks of a river, and Arjuna asked Krishna, Lord, how should a devotee be? How many of you are devotees of Swami? I'm not talking about the absoluteness of it. I'm just asking, how many of you are devotees of Swami? Just raise your hand. Yeah, great. So, is this question pertinent to us? Arjuna asks, and you know what Krishna does? He tells Arjuna, go to the river and bring a rock out of it. And he brings a rock. He tells, okay, keep it outside in the sun for some time. And Krishna was talking with Arjuna about something else. After a while, he pointed to the rock and he said, see Arjuna, what has happened to the rock? Arjuna said, the rock has become completely dry in hot sun. The water has evaporated. Krishna pointed to that and said, see, this rock was in the river for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. And yet, when it was taken out of the river, what happened to it? It became dry. Means nothing of the river got into the rock. He said, break this rock. He broke the rock. Inside it is stark dry. And then Krishna says, this is not how a devotee should be. You see, Neti, this is not how a devotee should be. Then Krishna goes, and he's wearing these beautiful robes and these long shawls that they would wear, the Indian kings, and Krishna was also wearing one. He went, it's made of like cotton like material, and he goes and he dips it into the water. And he says, see Arjuna, now when you dip cotton into water, it retains water for a longer period than the stone. The stone that's come out evaporates more quickly, but the cotton is holding the water for a little longer. Though its association with water was only for a few seconds or minutes, right? But then Krishna squeezed that out. Means when difficult situations happen in life, slowly the water is squeezed out. And then you leave it for dry in the sun, it's gone. Krishna said, a devotee should not be like this. Okay? And then Krishna asks Arjuna to get powdered sugar. Powdered sugar. And he takes a fistful, gives it to Arjuna and says, now you put it into the water. Arjuna puts it into the water. And then Krishna asks, now tell me, where is this sugar? And then Arjuna says, Lord, it has dissolved in the water. It has dissolved in the water. And then Krishna says, a devotee must be sweet like this, who is willing to dissolve in the waters of divinity.